The heart-wrenching scream pierces through the marble walls of the Montclair mansion like a dagger to the heart. "Let me go! It hurts!" Two 7-year-old girls, dressed in pristine school uniforms, savagely yank the brown hair of a woman kneeling on the floor. Their small hands, which should be drawing flowers or hugging dolls, cling to the strands like claws. The woman doesn't scream, doesn't defend herself. She just closes her eyes, and a solitary tear rolls down her olive cheek. "You're ugly! We hate you!" shrieks Isabella, the older by 3 minutes. "Get out of our house!" adds Rebecca, pulling harder. But there's something strange about the scene. Something that doesn't fit. The maid, Lily Rivers, 31 years old, looks at the little ones with inexplicable tenderness, as if she knew every golden curl on their heads, as if she had counted every eyelash of those green eyes that stare at her with hatred. Why doesn't she defend herself? Why do her lips form a sad smile while they tear her hair? And more importantly, why do Savannah's most problematic twins freeze when she whispers, "It's okay, my girls. It's okay." If this story already touched your heart in this first minute, subscribe to the channel. Here you'll find stories that heal, inspire, and make you believe in human goodness again. 3 hours earlier, the Montclair mansion was a battlefield. Maurice Montclair, 38 years old, CEO of a multi-million-dollar construction company, walks through the halls of his home like a defeated general. His designer suit is wrinkled, his perfectly styled hair now disheveled. In his hands, a crumpled list, the names of 15 nannies who have quit in 6 months. "We don't want anyone else," screams Isabella from the marble staircase, throwing a shoe that bounces off the wall. "Make them all leave," seconds Rebecca, tossing her school backpack down the stairs. The sound of breaking crystal makes Morris close his eyes. Another lamp. The 5th this week. His mother, Mrs. Ursula Montclair, 65 years old, descends the stairs with the elegance of a queen. Her black silk dress contrasts with her perfect pearls, but her gray eyes shine with a coldness that could freeze the Georgia summer. "Maurice, son, these girls have been out of control since Victoria died." His deceased wife's name makes something break inside his chest. 3 years have passed, and the twins remain little hurricanes of pain. "They need discipline, not weak employees," continues Ursula, adjusting her diamond rings. "I contacted a special agency. They're bringing a woman today." "Mom, I don't know what to do anymore. The girls are spoiled because you allow it." The front door opens. The butler, Mr. A. Stephen, a 60-year-old man who has served the family for decades, announces with a trembling voice, "Sir, the new employee has arrived." Maurice sighs. Another woman who won't last a week. But when Lily Rivers crosses the threshold, something changes in the house's atmosphere. She's petite, medium height, with brown hair pulled back in a simple ponytail. Her hands are calloused from work, but her brown eyes shine with a warmth that seems to have been missing from that mansion for years. She wears a simple navy blue uniform, no jewelry, no makeup. The strangest thing is she doesn't seem nervous. Most employees arrive trembling after hearing about the Montclair twins. "Good morning," she says with a soft but firm voice. "I'm Lily Rivers." Mrs. Ursula examines her like a hawk sizing up its prey. "Experience with problem children?" "Experience with children who need love." The answer takes everyone by surprise. Maurice raises an eyebrow. His mother frowns. At that moment, Isabella and Rebecca appear at the top of the staircase. Their golden curls are disheveled, their uniforms stained, their green eyes flashing with malice. Lily Rivers looks up at them, and something inexplicable happens to her face. Her lips part slightly, as if she had seen a ghost. Her hands tremble almost imperceptibly. Why? The twins run down, preparing for their usual attack. But when they reach Lily Rivers, something stops them. She kneels to their height and looks them directly in the eyes, not with fear, not with authority, with a tenderness so deep it seems she's known them since before birth. "Hello, beautiful ones," she whispers. Isabella and Rebecca stand motionless. For the first time in months, they don't scream, don't hit. They just stare. There's something in this woman's voice that calms them in a way they don't understand. Mrs. Ursula observes the scene with narrowed eyes. Her instinct tells her something is wrong, very wrong. From the second-floor window, without anyone seeing her, she takes out an old phone and dials a number. Investigate Lily Rivers. Everything. Her past, her family, everything. And do it fast. What secret does the new employee hide that can calm Savannah's most rebellious girls with just a look? Why does Mrs. Ursula suspect her from the first moment? And most importantly, why does Lily Rivers look at them as if they were the daughters she lost long ago? 4 days later, the Montclair mansion has experienced something that hadn't happened since Victoria's death. Silence. Maurice comes down the stairs and finds no thrown shoes, broken books, or screams. Instead, he hears something he had forgotten: children's laughter. In the garden, Lily Rivers sits under the century-old magnolia tree. Isabella and Rebecca are at her sides, one on each arm, while she reads them a story with funny voices for each character. And then the ugly duckling discovered that Lily Rivers makes a dramatic pause. "It was a beautiful swan," the twins shout in unison, clapping. "Do you know what that means, my girls?" "What?" asks Rebecca, snuggling closer. "That sometimes the most beautiful people are the ones others don't know how to recognize at first." Isabella looks up at Lily Rivers. "Are you beautiful, Lily?" The maid smiles, but her eyes fill with deep sadness. "It doesn't matter what I am, princess. What matters is that you are the most beautiful girls in the world. More beautiful than Mommy Victoria?" The silence becomes heavy. Lily Rivers swallows before responding. "Your Mommy Victoria loved you very much, and from heaven she continues watching over you." "And do you love us?" asks Rebecca with innocence. The question hits Lily Rivers like a punch. Her eyes fill with tears she can't explain. "More than you can imagine." Maurice, watching from the window, feels something strange in his chest. His daughters haven't asked about love since Victoria died. In her private office, Mrs. Ursula receives a call that will change everything. "Mrs. Montclair, we finished the investigation," says a male voice on the phone. "Lily Rivers, you need to sit down to hear this. Speak at once." "Ma'am, she is the biological mother of Isabella and Rebecca." The phone slips from Ursula's hands and falls to the marble floor with a dry sound. Flashback. 8 years ago, Savannah Memorial Hospital. A 23-year-old young woman screams on a maternity stretcher. Her face is bathed in sweat and tears, but her eyes shine with immense hope. "My babies! I want to see my babies!" screams Lily Rivers. A nurse calms her while injecting something into her arm. "Relax. Everything will be fine." But in the hallway, Mrs. Ursula Montclair hands an envelope full of bills to a doctor in a white coat. "Dr. Harrison, my son Maurice needs those girls. His wife can't have children, and this would destroy us. You know what you have to do." "But ma'am, the biological mother..." "The biological mother is a domestic worker without resources. My granddaughters deserve a better life. Tell her the babies died during delivery. I'll take care of the rest." When Lily Rivers wakes from anesthesia, the doctor is beside her with a somber expression. "I'm very sorry, Miss Rivers. We couldn't save the babies. Complications during the twin delivery." The scream that comes from Lily Rivers's throat makes the hospital walls tremble. Back to the present. Ursula hangs up the phone and sits heavily in her leather chair. Her hands shake as she pours herself a brandy. 8 years keeping this secret. 8 years telling Maurice and Victoria that the twins were biological daughters of a woman who died in childbirth and had no family. How could she know the real mother would appear precisely in her house as an employee? Through the window, she sees Lily Rivers teaching the girls to plant flowers in the garden. The little ones laugh while their hands get dirty with soil. "Look, Lily, my flower is going to be pink," says Isabella. "And mine yellow like the sun," adds Rebecca. perfect, my loves, each one unique and special. Ursula clenches her fists. She can't allow this woman to ruin the perfect life she built for her family. That night, while Morris works in his office and the girls sleep, Ursula goes down to the kitchen where Lily Rivers prepares breakfast for the next day. Lily Rivers, right? The young woman turns around, drying her hands on her apron. Yes, Mrs. Montclair. Do you need something? I need you to leave this house. The air becomes tense. Lily Rivers looks at her without understanding. Did I do something wrong? The girls are much better and I... Exactly. They're too attached to you. That's not healthy. With respect, ma'am, I think it's the healthiest thing that's happened in this house in a long time. Ursula moves closer, her gray eyes shining with threat. Listen to me well, girl. I don't know who you really are, but I know you're hiding something. And if you don't leave voluntarily, I assure you I'll find a way to get you out. Lily Rivers feels a chill but lifts her chin with dignity. I won't abandon these girls, ma'am. They need me. Need you? Ursula lets out a cold laugh. You're just an employee, a nobody who has nothing to offer. I have love to offer, and that's more than they've received in a long time. The slap sounds like thunder in the silent kitchen. Never speak to me like that again. You're an employee, and you'll do what I say. Lily Rivers touches her reddened cheek but doesn't lower her gaze. The girls know when someone truly loves them, ma'am, and you know I love them more than anyone in this world. Why do these words sound so true? Why does Ursula feel that Lily Rivers speaks the truth when she talks about loving the twins? And more importantly, why is she so afraid that Maurice will discover the secret she's kept for 8 years? A week later, Mrs. Ursula puts her cruelest plan into motion. It's Tuesday morning. Maurice is in an important meeting with Japanese investors when his secretary interrupts him urgently. Mr. Montclair, your mother says it's a family emergency. Maurice arrives home finding chaos. 2 police officers are in the living room. Ursula sits with dramatic expression and the twins cry inconsolably on the staircase. What's happening here? Son, says Ursula with a trembling voice, it pains me so much to tell you this, but Lily Rivers, she robbed us. The world stops for Maurice. How? Victoria's jewelry, the pearl necklace you gave her on your anniversary, the diamond earrings, everything. I checked my jewelry box this morning and they were missing. When I confronted Lily Rivers, she got very nervous. The older policeman, Sergeant Morris, takes out a notebook. Mr. Montclair, we found the jewelry in the employee's room. They're in her personal bag. Maurice feels like he can't breathe. It can't be true. Where is she? Upstairs in her room. She refuses to come out. Maurice climbs the stairs 2 at a time. He opens the door to the service room and finds Lily Rivers sitting on the bed, crying silently. Is it true? He asks with a broken voice. Lily Rivers looks up. Her eyes are red, but not from guilt, from pain. No, Morris. I would never steal anything from this house, especially something that belonged to your wife. Then how did the jewelry get in your bag? I don't know. Someone put it there. Who would do that? Lily Rivers looks toward the door, where Ursula watches with triumphant expression. Ask your mother. How dare you, screams Ursula, on top of being a thief, a liar. Mrs. Montclair, says the sergeant, we need you to come sign the complaint. Maurice feels lost. The jewelry is there. The evidence is clear. But something in Lily Rivers' eyes tells him there's more to this story. Lily Rivers, look me in the eyes, he says. For whatever you hold most dear, tell me the truth. I swear by the most sacred thing I have in my life that I didn't steal anything. Someone put that jewelry in my bag to frame me. The twins appear in the doorway, their cheeks wet with tears. Lily is not a thief, screams Isabella. She loves us. Don't leave, please, begs Rebecca, running toward Lily Rivers. The woman hugs them desperately, as if it were the last time. My precious girls, be strong. No matter what happens, remember that someone loves you more than life itself. Why are you talking like you're leaving forever? Asks Isabella with fear. Maurice can't take any more. The confusion, the pain, the pressure from the police, his daughter's cries. It's all too much. Lily Rivers, I'm sorry. You have 5 minutes to pack your things. We won't press charges, but you can't stay here. It's as if he had fired a bullet straight into Lily Rivers's heart. Maurice, please, the girls will be better off without you. No! The twins scream in unison. Daddy, no! But the decision is made. An hour later, Lily Rivers walks toward the mansion's exit with a small suitcase in her hand. The twins are pressed against the second-floor window, pounding on the glass. Lily, don't go! Screams Isabella. Come back, we need you! Cries Rebecca. Lily Rivers stops in the garden, under the magnolia tree where she read them stories. She looks up toward her girls and puts her hand on her heart. I love you, she whispers, knowing they can't hear her. Someday you'll understand how much I love you. When the taxi drives away, something breaks in that house. A deadly silence, different from the peaceful silence that Lily Rivers had brought. That night, the twins don't eat dinner. Don't talk. They just sit by the window, waiting for her to return. Maurice finds them there at 2 in the morning. Girls, let's go to sleep. Why did Lily leave? Asks Isabella with a voice hoarse from crying. Because she did something wrong. Lily would never do anything wrong, says Rebecca with absolute certainty. She loves us. Girls, there are things you don't understand. You don't understand, explodes Isabella. Lily was different. She looked at us like we were the most important thing in the world. Maurice feels a pang in his chest. It's true, Lily Rivers looked at his daughters in a special way, as if she had known them since before birth. The next morning, he finds an envelope under his office door. Inside is a letter written in shaky handwriting. Maurice, I know you won't believe me, but I need you to know the truth. I never stole that jewelry. Someone set a trap for me because they didn't want me near the girls. I don't know why, but I feel there's something I haven't been told about Isabella and Rebecca. They mean everything to me, more than I can explain. If you ever discover the truth, find me. I'll be waiting. Your employee who failed you, Lily Rivers. At the bottom of the envelope is something more, a photograph, an ultrasound of 2 babies. Why does Lily Rivers have an ultrasound of twins? Why does she look at his daughters as if they were hers? And most importantly, what truth is Mrs. Ursula hiding that has her so desperate to keep Lily Rivers away? 2 weeks later, the Montclair mansion is a mausoleum of silence. The twins have stopped eating. They barely speak. They spend hours sitting in the garden under the magnolia tree, waiting for Lily Rivers to return. Maurice watches them from his office, his heart in pieces. His daughters are fading like candles without oxygen. Sir, says Mr. Stephen, entering with a tea tray that no one will drink. May I speak with you? Of course, Mr. Stephen. The butler, who has watched Maurice grow up, closes the door carefully. Sir, I've worked in this house for 30 years, and I have to tell you something about Miss Lily Rivers. Maurice looks up. What about her? I don't believe she was a thief, sir. Mr. Stephen, the evidence can be planted, sir. But love cannot be faked. And that woman loved the girls as if they were her own daughters. Why are you telling me this? Because last night I found Mrs. Ursula burning papers in the garden. And this morning, when I was cleaning her office, I found this. Mr. Stephen takes out a manila envelope from under the tray. Inside are medical documents, photographs, and birth certificates. Maurice takes the papers with trembling hands. The first document is a report from Savannah Memorial Hospital, dated 8 years ago. Patient, Lily Rivers, 23 years old. Twin pregnancy at term. Successful delivery, 2 healthy girls. The world spins around Maurice. He continues reading. Confidential note. By instructions from the Montclair family, inform the mother that the babies died during delivery. Transfer the newborns immediately to the destination home. The papers fall from his hands like dry leaves. My God. Lily Rivers is my daughter's mother. Sir, there's more, says Mr. Stephen with a trembling voice. Another photograph. Ursula handing an envelope full of money to Dr. Harrison. A copy of the check for $50,000. And a note written in his mother's handwriting. The doctor confirmed he did as agreed. LR believes her daughters died. MC and V will never know the truth. The girls will grow up as Montclairs, as it should be. Maurice gets up so abruptly that the chair tips over. Mother! His scream resonates throughout the mansion. Ursula appears in the office doorway with alarmed expression. What's wrong, son? What's wrong? Maurice lifts the documents. This is what's wrong! Ursula turns white as the marble of her floors. Maurice, I can explain. 8 years! 8 years of lying! You stole babies from a mother! You lied to me! You lied to Victoria! I did it for the good of the family. You destroyed it! Lily Rivers has spent 8 years believing her daughters are dead, and I've raised another woman's daughters without knowing it. They are your daughters. Victoria raised them with love. But they weren't ours by right. Maurice runs his hands through his hair. Do you have any idea of the damage you've caused? The pain you've inflicted? Ursula straightens up, showing her usual haughtiness. I did what was best for everyone. That girl didn't have resources to raise twins. You gave them a life of privilege. Lies! It was all lies! At that moment, the twins appear in the doorway. They've heard the screams from the garden. What's wrong, Daddy? Asks Isabella with fear. Maurice looks at them, and now he understands everything. The green eyes like Lily Rivers's, the shape of their smiles, the gestures he thought they had inherited from Victoria, but actually came from their real mother. Girls, sit down. Daddy has to tell you something very important. An hour later, the three are in Maurice's car, driving through Savannah's working-class neighborhoods. In the back seat, Isabella and Rebecca hold hands, their eyes filled with tears of excitement. Is Lily really our birth mommy? Asks Rebecca. Yes, Princess. And Daddy is going to do everything possible to fix this mistake. Is that why she loved us so much? Says Isabella. Is that why it felt like she was our real mommy? Because she is your real mommy, my love. They find her in a small 2-room apartment in a humble neighborhood. Maurice knocks on the door with his heart in his throat. Lily Rivers opens, her eyes swollen from crying. When she sees Maurice and the twins, her face transforms. What are you doing here? I've come to ask for your forgiveness, says Maurice, showing her the documents. And to return your daughters to you. Lily Rivers reads the papers and her legs give way. Maurice catches her before she falls. It can't be true. Mommy Lily, says Isabella, running toward her. We already know the truth. You're our real mommy, screams Rebecca, hugging her around the waist. Lily Rivers hugs them with a strength that comes from the deepest part of her soul. The tears she sheds aren't from pain. They're from 8 years of mourning that finally finds its end. My babies, my beautiful babies. Mommy searched for you so much. Mommy loved you so much. You never forgot us? Asks Isabella. Not a single day, Princess. Not a single day in 8 years. Maurice observes the scene with a broken and grateful heart at the same time. Broken from the pain caused. Grateful for the miracle of this reunion. Lily Rivers, I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but my daughters, our daughters, need you. We need you. Lily Rivers looks at him over her girls' heads. Maurice, I don't know if I can forgive all this pain, but for them, for Isabella and Rebecca, I'm going to try. Can a family be rebuilt on 8 years of lies? Will love be enough to heal so much pain? And most importantly, what will happen when all of Savannah high society discovers that Maurice Montclair is falling in love with the maid who turns out to be the real mother of his daughters? 3 months later, the Montclair mansion has come back to life. Lily Rivers moved to a main bedroom, not as an employee, but as the mother she always should have been. The twins have flourished in ways no one imagined possible. They laugh all day, eat with appetite, and at night they fall asleep listening to stories in their real mother's arms. But not everything is perfect. Maurice is in his office one afternoon when Mr. Stephen knocks on the door. "Sir, you have visitors. The gentlemen from the Business Leaders Club are here." 5 men in expensive suits enter with serious expressions. Maurice recognizes each one. They're his most important business partners. "Maurice," says Richard Sterling, the group's president, "we need to talk to you." "Of course. What's this about?" "It's about your domestic situation," says Frank Garcia, president of Northern Trust Bank. "The whole city is talking." "Talking about what?" "About you living with a domestic worker. About your daughters calling her mommy. About you having lost your mind." Maurice feels his blood boiling. "Lily Rivers is not my employee. She's my daughter's mother." "Not biologically," says Charles Martinez, owner of Savannah's largest hotel chain. "According to what we know, you and Victoria legally adopted those girls." Maurice is about to explain the truth, but stops. How can he say that his mother stole 2 babies and lied for 8 years? The situation is complicated. "No, Maurice. It's simple," interrupts Richard. "Either you recover your social prestige, or we lose confidence in you as a business partner." "Are you threatening me?" "We're warning you. The Charleston Coast Resort project is worth $200 million. We can't associate with someone who has lost social respectability." "And what do you suggest I do?" "Send that woman back where she belongs, and find a suitable wife for your position." Maurice stands slowly. "Gentlemen, with all due respect, get out of my house." "Maurice, think carefully." "I said get out!" When they're alone, Maurice sits heavily. In the last 3 months, he hasn't only recovered his daughters. He's fallen hopelessly in love with Lily Rivers. The woman he thought was just a special employee turns out to be the most noble, intelligent, and loving person he's ever known. When the twins are asleep, he and Lily Rivers talk for hours in the garden. She tells him about the 8 years of pain, searching in every blonde girl she saw on the street for her lost daughters. He tells her about the loneliness after Victoria's death and how his daughters had become strangers to him until she arrived. But Lily Rivers maintains careful distance. "Maurice, I'm here for my daughters. I don't want you to confuse things." "What if they weren't confusing? What if what I feel for you is real? Your world and mine are very different. I'm a simple woman. You are... I'm a man who made the biggest mistake of his life by letting you go. A man who's falling in love with his daughter's mother." Lily Rivers looks at him with pain. "Maurice, you can't love someone you treated as an employee 3 months ago. I can love the woman who brought life back to my home, to my daughters, to me." That night, Maurice makes a decision that will change his destiny. The next day, he calls a press conference. All of Savannah's media are present. His business partners are also there, looking at him with concern. "Good morning. I've gathered the media to make an important announcement about my personal and professional life." Camera flashes illuminate his determined face. 3 months ago, I discovered I had been living a lie for 8 years. The girls I thought were legally adopted were actually separated from their biological mother through fraudulent means. Shocked murmurs run through the room. Lily Rivers is the biological mother of Isabella and Rebecca. Her motherhood was stolen from her when the girls were born. I was deceived, just like her. Reporters begin shouting questions, but Morris raises his hand. "During these 3 months, I've had the privilege of knowing an extraordinary woman. A mother who never gave up on her love for her daughters. A person who has taught me that true value isn't in money or social position, but in integrity and love." In the back of the room, Lily Rivers appears with the twins. Maurice had asked her to come. "Therefore, today I want to announce that I have asked Lily Rivers to marry me." The room explodes in shouts and flashes. The business partners stand up indignantly. "Maurice, you're crazy!" screams Richard. "I'm sane for the first time in years." You'll lose everything. The contracts, the prestige, the businesses. Maurice walks toward where Lily Rivers and his daughters are. He hugs all three in front of all the cameras. I'd rather lose everything than lose you. Lily Rivers looks at him with tears in her eyes. Are you sure about what you're doing? I've never been more sure of anything in my life. Isabella and Rebecca jump with excitement. We're going to be a real family, screams Isabella. The happiest family in the world, adds Rebecca. But the consequences don't take long. In the following weeks, Maurice loses 3 important contracts. The Business Leaders Club expels him. Many Savannah high society families stop inviting him to events. One night, while reviewing the disastrous financial statements, Lily Rivers enters his office. Maurice, this can't continue like this. You're losing everything because of me. I'm gaining everything with you. No, my love. You're destroying our daughter's future. Our daughters need a father who loves them more than money. But they also need economic stability, education, opportunities. Maurice takes her hands. Lily Rivers, I built my company from scratch. My father was a construction worker. I know what it's like to start from nothing. If I have to start over, I will. But with you by my side. What if it doesn't work out? What if we end up with nothing? Then we'll have the most important thing, true love and a real family. Lily Rivers looks into his eyes and sees absolute sincerity. Maurice Montclair, are you asking me to be your wife? Lily Rivers, I'm asking you to be my life partner, the official mother of our daughters, and the woman I want to grow old with. Yes, she whispers. Yes, I want to marry you. The kiss they share is witnessed by 2 little spies from the doorway. Mommy and Daddy are getting married, screams Isabella. We're going to have the most beautiful family in the world, celebrates Rebecca. But in another part of the city, Mrs. Ursula Montclair now lives alone in a small apartment. Her jewelry was sold to pay lawyers who couldn't defend her from fraud and document falsification charges. When she sees the engagement news on television, she turns off the set in anger. That woman ruined my family, she murmurs to the empty air. But the truth is different. She ruined her own family with her lies. Will love manage to triumph over all obstacles? Will Maurice be able to rebuild his business empire without sacrificing his family happiness? And most importantly, what kind of life will Isabella and Rebecca have with their real parents united by love and truth? 5 years later, the afternoon sun bathes the garden of a modest but lively house on Savannah's outskirts. It's not a mansion. It doesn't have marble or crystal chandeliers. But it has something the old house never had: authentic laughter. Maurice arrives from work covered in construction dust. His new company, Montclair Heritage Homes, is small but prosperous. It specializes in housing for working families, and he personally supervises each project. "Daddy!" scream Isabella and Rebecca, running toward him. They're 12 years old now and have grown beautiful and confident. "How are my princesses? Mommy is teaching us to make peach cobbler," says Isabella, with her hands full of flour. "And I made a drawing of our family," adds Rebecca, showing a sheet where 4 figures smile under a bright yellow sun. Lily Rivers appears in the kitchen doorway with her apron stained and a smile that illuminates the entire garden. At 36, she's more beautiful than ever, not because she wears expensive clothes or jewelry, but because she's completely happy. "How did it go at the project, my love?" "We finished the Johnson family's house. They move in next week. I'm glad to know another family will have their home." Maurice hugs her, breathing in the cinnamon and vanilla scent that always surrounds her. "Do you know what's the best part of my day?" "What?" "Coming home and knowing this is real. That you are real." At the garden table, they share dinner like every night. Isabella talks about her science project. Rebecca speaks about the school play, where she'll play a princess. Lily Rivers listens to each one with the complete attention that only a true mother can give. "Mommy," says Isabella suddenly, "do you remember when we met you and we pulled your hair?" Lily Rivers smiles tenderly. I remember, Princess. Why didn't you defend yourself? Because from the first moment I knew you were just hurt. And love always conquers pain. Did you know we were your daughters? My heart knew it, but my mind wouldn't let me believe it. Rebecca approaches and hugs her mommy. It makes me sad to think about all the years we weren't together. You know what I think? Says Lily Rivers, stroking her daughter's hair. I think those difficult years prepared us to value these happy years. Maurice observes the scene and feels his chest fill with gratitude. After dinner, while the girls do homework, he and Lily Rivers sit on the small porch. Do you regret anything? She asks. Only one thing. Not searching for you earlier to ask for the truth. And the money you lost? The life you had? Lily Rivers, I had money, but I didn't have life. Now I have life, and the money will come. But if I had to choose, I'd always choose you and the girls. They kiss under Savannah's stars, while inside their daughters draw hearts in their notebooks. In another part of the city, in a modest nursing home, Mrs. Ursula Montclair looks out the window of her small room. She has no visitors. Her old friends abandoned her when the truth came out. Her jewelry was sold to pay legal debts. A young nurse enters with her nightly medication. Do you have family, Mrs. Ursula? The elderly woman sighs. I had a son and 2 granddaughters, but I lost them. Did they die? No. I lost them through my pride and lies. Did you never try to ask for their forgiveness? Ursula looks at an old photograph on her nightstand. Maurice, the twins, and herself in better times, when the lies hadn't been discovered yet. There are things that can't be forgiven, dear. And there are regrets that come too late. The nurse leaves, and Ursula is left alone with the weight of her decisions. Back at the real family's house, it's bedtime. Lily Rivers tucks her daughters into the room they share. The walls are filled with family drawings and photographs of happy moments. Mommy, says Isabella, do you think Grandma Ursula feels lonely? Probably, my love. Do you forgive her? Lily Rivers thinks for a moment. Forgiveness isn't for the person who hurt us, Princess. It's for ourselves. So we don't carry hatred in our hearts. So you do forgive her. I forgive her. But that doesn't mean she has to be in our lives. And us? Do we forgive her too? You can forgive her without forgetting the lessons she taught us about how important truth is. Rebecca sits up in bed. Mommy, what would have happened if we had never found each other? Lily Rivers feels a chill. I don't know, my love. But I do know that true love always finds its way. Like in fairy tales? Better than fairy tales. Because this is real. She tucks them in with kisses and leaves the room with the door slightly open. In her own bedroom, she finds Morris looking out the window. What are you thinking about? About how fragile happiness is. How easy it is to lose it through wrong decisions. But also about how strong true love is. Look at everything we had to go through to be here. Was it worth it? Lily Rivers approaches and takes his face in her hands. Maurice, every tear, every night of pain, every moment of uncertainty was worth it to reach this moment, to have our daughters happy and healthy, to have each other. I love you, Lily Rivers Montclair. And I love you, Maurice, for choosing love over pride, for choosing truth over lies, for choosing your family over everything else. They embrace in the simple bedroom of their modest house, but they're richer than ever. Because they have the only thing that truly matters. A family built on true love. The next morning, the twins wake up early and find their parents making breakfast together in the kitchen. Maurice flips pancakes while Lily Rivers prepares hot cocoa. Good morning, beautiful family, says Lily Rivers. Good morning, Mom of my heart, the girls respond in unison. It's a phrase they invented for her, and it sums up everything she means in their lives. After breakfast, while they prepare for school, Rebecca runs to Lily Rivers with a new drawing. Look, Mommy, it's our family tree. On the paper, a big, strong tree. At the roots are written the names: Maurice, Lily Rivers, Isabella, Rebecca. On the branches, words like love, truth, forgiveness, family. It's perfect, my princess. Do you know what's the best thing about the tree, Mommy? What, my love? That even though storms passed, it kept growing. Like us. Lily Rivers hugs her daughter, her heart full of gratitude for these little ones who made her a mother twice. The first time when they were born, and the second when she found them. Maurice watches them from the doorway, smiling. His phone rings with a business call, but he doesn't answer it. This moment is more important than any contract. Because finally, he learned life's most valuable lesson. Family isn't measured by the money you have, but by the love you share. And in that simple kitchen, with the smell of hot cocoa and children's laughter, he has the world's greatest wealth. As they leave the house holding hands, all four together, Lily Rivers looks up at the sky and smiles. Sometimes the best families aren't the ones born together, but the ones who choose to be together. Because true love doesn't know about surnames, social positions, or past mistakes. It only knows about hearts that beat to the same rhythm. And the rhythm of their hearts says the same thing it will say for the rest of their lives. Family, family, family. If this story touched your heart and made you believe again in the strength of true love, share it with someone who needs to remember that it's never too late to do what's right. Because in a world full of lies, there's always room for families built on truth and unconditional love. Have you ever lived a situation where you had to choose between pride and love? Tell us in the comments. Your story can inspire someone else. And remember, the most beautiful family isn't the perfect one, but the one that loves each other with all their imperfections. Subscribe for more stories that heal and remind us that human goodness always triumphs.